Hey, it's me, Abby P. What up, my people? If you are new to my channel, welcome, and thank you so much to all the new subscribers. If you haven't already, be sure to click that subscribe button, become part of the family. We the people, hey. I don't know what this is. What is this? So, I know a lot of you may actually be wondering, how did this little Filipino-American girl even get into Korean culture, to make her move all the way over here and to work and make a living in Korea? So that is gonna be the story for today. But first, before we start, we're gonna play a little game. I'm gonna make you guess, how did I first get interested in Korea and Korean culture? We're gonna make this a little easy, and I'm gonna give you multiple choice. There you go. Go ahead, take your time, take your pick. Are you ready? Okay, I cheated, it's none of those. So we're gonna take this way back, actually, back to when I was 8 years old. And so my very first contact with Korean culture was through Taekwondo or Taekwondo. So my parents signed my brother and I up for Taekwondo classes, and we attended pretty diligently for 4 years, up until I was about 12 years old, so from the ages of 8 to 12. During training, we had to count in Korean, know how to say expressions in Korean. It was all part of the test, even like how to say punches and kicks and blocks before I had even started studying Korean years and years later. So Taekwondo was actually a really big part of my childhood and shaped who I was growing up. And I was just really into martial arts in general, like different styles. Really into those kung fu movies, you know, those old kung fu movies. Bruce Lee was a big idol of mine. So even though my brother and I had to stop Taekwondo because my family and I had moved to a different city, I was still very much into martial arts. And I even went back after some time, like years and years later, went back to my old Taekwondo class and eventually got my first degree black belt. And then in high school, I met my first closest Korean friend. Her name was Mi-jin. She was literally like fresh off the boat. She and a few other Koreans had moved to the States for the very first time, literally starting their lives anew. So they could barely speak any English, and I remember meeting her in my economics class. And I knew she was struggling just understanding things, so I really wanted to help her. I remember always complimenting her really cute like pencils and pencil cases and just like stationery and accessories, because I love stationery so much. And then yeah, just through the school year we got closer and closer. She came over to my house a few times, and I remember the very first time I tried authentic like homemade Korean food from her. She made me tteokbokki, and I just fell in love with Korean food after that. Mi-jin was just always so nice. She was very like protective of me, and she was just so sweet, so kind, and even though her English wasn't that good, we were still able to like communicate with each other. So there was that connection, and I really appreciated that. So I really came to be more interested and love Korean culture because of her. And then from there, you know, I started watching Korean dramas, and then K-pop was getting really big too. But I remember my first taste of K-pop was actually years back. That was with the queen, Boa. She is a Korean artist that I still follow to this day, like my one and only Boa. She my queen. Back then, I think the big appeal of K-pop to me was they were these huge stars who were so multi-talented, so attractive in so many ways, hardworking, being from Asia and just being represented on such a huge global scale. It really gave me this like inspiration and motivation to also follow my dreams. And growing up, I was also very much into the arts and performing, singing, dancing, acting. As a kid growing up, I did a lot of like theater stuff too, plays, musicals. I was in choir, band, so music was always a big part of me. My major in college was actually visual and performing arts, and I also did a lot of like video, photo, and like graphic design type stuff. So the whole K-pop scene really sort of fit in my interests. So at that time, for a couple years, I even went out and auditioned for a lot of those big Korean companies like JYP, SM, and on my blog I even posted about my SBS K-pop star audition from the very first season. So if you're interested in reading that, I'll put the link down below. Yeah, at that point in my life, I was just really set on breaking into that scene. So if that meant I couldn't make it in Korean companies, I would still try for other companies. So I remember contacting companies and talent agents in the Philippines even. So before this vlog channel, some of you may know that I had another YouTube channel where I did a lot of dance covers, song covers, rap covers, just a bunch of performance type videos. K-pop is definitely a very fun and interesting genre for a lot of people. The music is catchy, they've got great visuals, but I think for me as an Asian American and for a lot of other Asians out there, it really gave this like momentum and this really wonderful realization that Asians can make it out in the world, you know, globally, and be seen on the same level as other international artists and, you know, be taken seriously. And so something that really, you know, like touched my heart. Especially being from the States, where we have Hollywood and you see the same race being represented on television and movies, and you know what I'm talking about. So it was very refreshing to see these huge K-pop stars being represented. It also gave me this sense of pride in my race. And then besides all those things, just having Korean friends, Korean American friends, really helped me learn about Korean culture in general. For me, it was always about the food. I love Korean food so much. So I was always down to grab some food together, like in K-Town or a Korean restaurant, Korean barbecue. So Korean food for me was always number one. So that is pretty much it on my story on how I got into Korean culture. I would love to hear from you now on how you got into Korean culture. So leave a comment down below on that, and be sure to like this video, and see you in the next one. Bye!